All right, so you're getting ready for an interview as an edge bander operator.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is.
We've got a ton of resources here from RoleCatcher to help you totally crush this interview.
Yeah, it's really amazing how much of a difference preparation can make.
For sure.
You know, these resources not only really break down the job, but they give you that advantage by showing you what those hiring managers are looking for in your answers.
Okay, so let's break this down.
Yeah.
What exactly is an edge bander operator? And what kind of workplace are we talking about here?
So think like high quality finishes.
Okay.
You're the one that's going to be applying veneers mostly to wood to increase the durability and the looks.
Gotcha.
So picture furniture cabinets, anything that needs that nice sleek edge.
Okay.
And you'll typically find yourself in a manufacturing unit, like a factory or a workshop.
Okay.
So safety gear is really important there.
Yeah, definitely not a desk job.
Exactly.
And who would you be working with on a day-to-day basis?
So it's a team environment.
Okay.
You'll be working with supervisors, quality control folks, and other operators just to keep things running smoothly.
Got it. So teamwork makes the perfect edge, right?
Exactly.
But let's zoom out a little bit.
Yeah.
What's the demand like for this kind of role?
It's a good question, and it's good news.
Okay.
There is a high demand for skilled operators.
Oh, good.
Manufacturing is always evolving.
Yeah.
But your expertise is essential in that process.
Okay. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
But like any job, there's got to be pros and cons, right?
Of course.
So what are some things to really consider?
So on the plus side, high demand usually means good pay and lots of room to grow.
Okay.
Plus, you get to work with some pretty cool machinery.
Right.
And you're problem solving, which is very satisfying.
Yeah, I can see the appeal there.
Yeah.
What about the other side of that coin?
Well, it can be pretty physically demanding and sometimes a little repetitive. You're also going to be exposed to some noise and dust. So it's really important to weigh those and make sure it aligns with what you want.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Now, this is where RoleCatcher comes in and things get really interesting. They've got this AI platform that analyzes job descriptions, scores your CV, but it goes even further than that.
It does.
So tell me about this Copilot feature.
So Copilot is really like having a personal coach
Okay.
for your job search. You just upload your CV and the job description.
Okay.
And it pinpoints exactly what the hiring manager is looking for.
Wow.
And suggests ways to tailor your CV and your interview answers to really hit those key points.
That's awesome.
It is.
Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty here.
Okay.
Acing those interview questions.
Yeah.
We're going to walk through some actual edge bander operator interview questions. But instead of just giving you a canned answer, we're going to focus on how to approach each question strategically.
That's a good idea.
Are you ready to dive in?
I am. Okay.
Let's do it.
So first up, a classic opener.
What made you interested in becoming an edge bander operator?
Right.
Now, what is the interviewer really trying to find out here?
I think this is your opportunity to really show your enthusiasm,
Okay.
your passion for the work.
Yeah.
They want to see that you're not just looking for any job, that you're drawn to this field specifically.
So avoid the generic responses.
Yes, definitely.
What would be a strong answer to this question?
So let's say you've always liked working with your hands.
Okay.
Maybe you had a knack for building things back in school, or you've done some woodworking projects in your free time.
Yeah.
You really want to connect those experiences to your interest in edge banding.
Okay.
Show them it's not just a job, it's something you really enjoy.
So it's about highlighting your natural inclination towards this type of work.
Exactly.
Okay, now what about experience? How should you handle the question? What experience do you have working with edge banding machines?
So this is where you want to get specific.
Yeah.
Really quantify that experience. Mention the types of machines you've used,
Okay.
the materials that you've worked with, and the projects that you've completed.
Got it.
If you have any formal training or certifications, you definitely want to highlight those.
Okay, what if you're just starting out and you don't have a ton of direct experience with edge banding machines?
Yeah. Well, honesty is key.
Yeah.
Highlight any transferable skills,
Okay.
like operating other types of machinery, working in a manufacturing environment, or showing that you can learn new technologies quickly.
Okay.
Focus on your enthusiasm to learn and contribute to the team.
Gotcha.
And don't forget, even if you don't have experience on an edge bander, you might have experience with similar woodworking equipment.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's all about showcasing your potential,
Yes.
even if you're still gaining that specific experience.
Right.
All right, how about this one? How do you ensure the quality of the finished product? When using an edge banding machine, this feels like a big one.
It is a big one. So they're looking for that meticulous attention to detail.
Okay.
You want to walk them through your process
Yep.
from inspecting those materials beforehand, checking the alignment during the operation to that final inspection.
Gotcha. So don't just say, I make sure it looks good.
No, no, no.
Right. What kind of specifics would really impress them?
So talk about using measuring tools to ensure accuracy.
Okay.
Knowing the signs of a well-applied edge, how you double-check your work against the specifications.
Okay.
Maybe you have a system for marking or flagging any potential issues for follow-up. The more detail, the better.
So it's about painting a picture of your process.
It is.
And showing that you're really invested in quality.
Exactly.
Now let's talk troubleshooting.
Okay.
How do you troubleshoot and resolve issues with an edge banding machine?
Yeah.
What's the best way to approach this one?
They want to see your problem-solving skills in action.
Okay.
So describe a time that you faced a specific challenge with a machine. Maybe it was a jam or a misaligned part or an issue with the glue application.
Right.
And then just walk them through the steps that you took to diagnose the problem and how you resolved it.
And don't be afraid to talk about what you learned from that experience.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
Yeah.
It shows not just your technical ability, but also your willingness to learn and adapt.
Okay, good point. So show them. You're not just going to panic when things go wrong.
Exactly.
All right, this next one is crucial.
Okay.
How do you ensure the safety of yourself and others when operating an edge banding machine?
Right. Safety is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
They need to see that you prioritize safety above everything else.
Absolutely.
It's not just about knowing the rules, it's about demonstrating that mindset.
Okay, so rattle off all the safety protocols you can remember.
Not exactly. It's more about showing your understanding of the hazards
Right.
and how you proactively avoid them.
Okay, so give me a good example then.
So instead of saying, I wear safety glasses, you can talk about how you make sure they fit properly, that they're free from scratches.
Right.
Mention double-checking safety guards before you start up the machine.
Right.
How you maintain a clean and organized work area to prevent accidents.
So it's about showing that you don't take shortcuts.
Yeah.
That you're actively thinking about safety at every step.
Exactly.
And, they're not just hiring someone to operate the machine.
Right.
They're hiring someone who understands the responsibility that comes with that.
Exactly.
All right. This has been really helpful so far.
Yeah.
Let's continue our deep dive into these interview questions in part 2.
Sounds good.
I see you there.
See you there. It's fascinating how those safety questions really reveal a lot about a candidate.
Yeah.
More than just knowing the rules.
Right.
It's their attention to detail, their ability to think ahead.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's like they're assessing your problem-solving skills before a problem even comes up.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move on to a question about time management. How would you recommend someone approach this question? How do you prioritize tasks and manage your time when you're operating an edge banding machine?
So they're really trying to gauge your organizational skills and your ability to handle multiple demands.
Okay.
Especially in a fast-paced environment.
Right, so how do you show that you're not going to get flustered when things get a little hectic?
So you want to think about times that you've juggled multiple projects.
Okay.
Or maybe you faced unexpected challenges. Maybe there was a rush order that had to be bumped up.
Yeah.
Or a machine hiccup that needed quick thinking while still keeping other tasks on track.
Okay, so paint a picture of how you stay organized.
Right.
And adapt to those changing priorities.
Exactly.
What if they ask about specific materials?
Okay.
Like what materials have you worked with when operating an edge banding machine?
That's your chance to show off how much experience you have.
Right.
So focus on the materials that you're comfortable with, but don't just list them off. Talk about the nuances of working with different thicknesses, different densities, even tricky adhesives.
Could you talk about needing to adjust machine settings for different wood types, for example?
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe you encountered a material that needed a special technique or a certain type of glue.
Right.
It's about showing you're adaptable and you can handle a bunch of different materials with confidence.
Okay, so it's about showcasing your expertise.
Yes.
And not shying away from the details.
Yes.
All right, now let's talk maintenance.
Okay.
How should someone handle the question, how do you maintain and clean an edge banding machine?
This one's all about showing that you understand how important it is to keep your equipment in tip-top shape.
Okay, so more than just saying I wipe it down at the end of the day.
Way more.
Right.
So be specific about your routine.
Okay.
Mention the tools that you use, the areas that you focus on,
Okay.
and the types of cleaning agents that are appropriate for different parts of the machine.
Like talking about lubricating moving parts.
It's checking belts for wear and tear, cleaning glue residue to prevent buildup.
Yes, all of that.
Okay.
Show them that you're proactive about maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
And you take pride in keeping your machine running smoothly.
Right. Because a well-maintained machine produces better work.
Yes.
And it reduces the risk of downtime.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about cleaning.
Right.
It's about preventing problems before they happen.
I like that.
Okay.
Oh.
I think we've covered the major technical aspects.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears and talk about the bigger picture career paths.
Okay.
What kind of opportunities are out there for edge bander operators, both starting out and long-term?
So RoleCatcher's Career Guide actually breaks this down really well.
Oh.
If you're just starting out, apprenticeships or entry-level positions in woodworking or furniture manufacturing are really valuable for getting that hands-on experience.
So practical skills are key in those early stages.
Yeah, they want to see you handle the machinery and produce quality work. Got it. So you prove your worth by what you can do, not just what's on your resume.
Right, and a high school diploma is usually preferred, but it's the experience that really sets you apart.
Okay. But what about moving up the ladder?
Yeah.
What are some potential paths for advancement?
That's where it gets exciting.
Right.
With experience and more training, you could become a supervisor or a manager.
Okay.
You could specialize in a particular area like high-end veneers.
Right.
Or even those complex automated edge banding systems we talked about before.
Yeah. Tell me more about those automated systems. What makes them different?
They're like the high-tech computerized versions of the standard edge bander.
Okay.
They can handle a lot more volume, more complex designs, with amazing precision.
So it sounds like the industry's moving in that direction.
It is.
So if you're tech savvy, this could be a good path to explore.
Definitely.
So it sounds like there's a lot of room to carve your own path in this field.
There is.
Whether it's leadership specialization or embracing new technologies.
Exactly.
And speaking of carving your own path, remember that portfolio that RoleCatcher mentioned?
Yes.
If you're going for those higher end or specialized roles, having photos of your best work can be a real game changer.
It's a visual testament to your skills.
Exactly. Now, what about the importance of continuous learning in this field?
It's crucial.
Yes.
Technology is always changing. New materials are coming out. Designs are evolving.
Right.
RoleCatcher's Guide really emphasizes staying up to date through online tutorials, workshops, even formal courses.
So it's about more than just knowing how to run the machine.
Yes.
It's about understanding the nuances of the craft and staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
And it's not just about the technical skills.
Right.
Learning of new materials, finishes, industry trends can make you even more valuable to a team.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so we've got a good sense of the long-term possibilities.
Yeah.
But let's break it down a bit further.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide outlines different stages for edge bander operators. Can you walk us through those?
So they do a great job of showing you how you can grow.
Okay.
So it starts with entry level, where you're mostly assisting more experienced operators, learning the ropes, mastering basic tasks, like applying glue, getting comfortable with the machine.
So it's like the foundation upon which you build your expertise.
Exactly. And then you move up to junior operator.
Okay.
You're taking on more responsibility, setting up the machines independently, troubleshooting those little issues, and even starting to train new people.
So you're not just doing the work, you're starting to lead and share your knowledge.
That's right. And then finally, you reach senior operator.
Okay.
This is where you're overseeing multiple machines, mentoring the junior operators, thinking critically about how to make things better, conducting quality inspections, even working with management to streamline production.
So that's a whole other level of responsibility and influence.
Yeah.
It really highlights how much room there is for growth in this field.
Yeah.
You can go from assisting on one machine to shaping the entire workflow.
Exactly.
And mentoring a team.
It's pretty cool.
That's really inspiring. And it really emphasizes that this isn't just a job.
Right.
It's a career with real potential.
It is.
Now let's circle back to RoleCatcher's AI.
Okay.
We talked about how it can help you tailor your CV, but I'm curious how it goes beyond that to personalize your job search strategy.
So it's all about targeting your efforts and maximizing your chances. So imagine you upload your CV and a job description to RoleCatcher.
Okay.
Their Copilot AI analyzes both, and gives you a score, showing you how well you match up.
So it's like having an objective assessment, but without the pressure of a face-to-face meeting.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really cool.
Okay.
It doesn't just point out what's missing.
Right.
It suggests ways to fill those gaps.
Wow.
It might recommend adding relevant skills, highlighting specific experiences in your cover letter, or even tweaking your LinkedIn profile to attract the right employers.
So it's not just about fixing what's wrong. It's about strategically positioning yourself as the ideal candidate.
Yes, and that kind of personalization is so valuable.
Yeah, especially in such a competitive job market.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like having a secret weapon to help you stand out.
It is.
Now, you mentioned that RoleCatcher's AI helps with interview prep, too.
It does.
Can you tell me more about that?
You can practice answering those common interview questions right on the platform. Copilot listens to you, analyzes your answers, and gives you personalized feedback.
So it's like having a mock interview with an AI coach.
Yeah, and it knows exactly what the employer is looking for.
That's incredible.
It is.
It really takes the guesswork out of interview preparation.
It does.
And it helps you present yourself with confidence.
Exactly.
Wow, we've covered so much ground.
We've
tackled those tough interview questions, explored different career paths, and uncovered the power of these AI-driven resources like RoleCatcher.
Yeah.
But before we wrap things up, I want to touch on one more crucial question.
Okay.
That comes up a lot in EdgeBander operator interviews.
All right.
It's about customer satisfaction.
Okay.
How would you suggest someone answer this question? How do you ensure that the finished product meets the customer's specifications and expectations?
So this goes beyond the technical stuff.
Okay.
They're really checking your attention to detail, your commitment to quality, and that you understand the big picture.
Okay, so how do you show that you're not just focused on getting the task done, but on going above and beyond?
You talk about your process for understanding and interpreting those specifications.
Right.
Do you carefully review the blueprints? Do you check with supervisors to clear up anything confusing? Do you talk directly to the clients to make sure you're all on the same page?
Okay.
You highlight your ability to turn those specifications into action on the edge banding machine.
So it's about showing that you're a problem solver.
Yes.
Who takes ownership of the whole process.
Exactly.
From understanding what the client needs to delivering that perfect final product.
Right. And don't be shy about sharing examples of times that you went above and beyond.
Like maybe a time you caught a potential problem before it became a big deal.
Exactly.
Or when you adapted your approach to meet a special request.
Yeah, those real-world examples show that you're not just talking the talk.
Right.
You're walking the walk.
This has been such a helpful conversation.
It has.
But we're not done yet. Stay tuned for part 3.
Yes.
Where we'll wrap up our deep dive and leave you with some final thoughts as you prepare to start your journey as an EdgeBander operator.
Sounds good.
It's interesting as we've been talking about all this.
Yeah.
One thing that really stands out is this emphasis on continuous learning.
It is.
It's not just learning the skills you need for today.
Yeah.
It's about always looking ahead, evolving with the industry.
Absolutely. This isn't a field where you can just coast on what you know.
Yeah.
There are new materials, new technologies, new designs. It's all constantly changing.
Yeah.
And the best operators are the ones who embrace that and keep learning.
It's almost like you have to have a growth mindset built in.
That's a good way to put it.
To this kind of work.
And that's where these resources like RoleCatcher are really helpful. They don't just help you get the job, they give you that support.
Right.
And the insights to help you navigate those changes and stay ahead.
It's not just about getting in the door.
Right.
It's about having that roadmap for the whole journey.
Exactly. And speaking of roadmaps, I want to mention RoleCatcher's AI one last time.
Okay.
We've talked about how it can help tailor your CV, practice interview questions.
Right.
But there's another feature that I think is worth highlighting.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
What is it? So remember when we talked about the importance of networking?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's not just what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, RoleCatcher actually has this networking tool built in.
No way.
It is, so you can manage and leverage those connections better.
Okay.
You can import your contacts, categorize them by industry or company, link them to specific job applications, and even track your interactions.
So it's like a souped-up address book, but with strategy.
Yeah. Exactly. It gets you organized, helps you prioritize your outreach, and make sure you're really building those relationships.
That's amazing. It's like having a CRM for your professional life.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it shows how much thought RoleCatcher put into creating a platform that really supports your entire career.
Yeah, they've gone above and beyond.
They have.
To create this toolkit for job seekers.
I think that's what makes this deep dive so valuable.
Yeah.
We're not just giving you information. We're exploring those tools, the strategies that can give you control of your career.
Absolutely. We've decoded the job.
We have.
Analyzed those interview questions. Uncovered career paths.
Yeah.
And even tapped into the power of AI.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay.
What are your long-term goals in this field?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as a specialist in veneers? Leading a team?
Yeah.
Or even starting your own woodworking business one day?
Those are some great things to think about.
Yeah.
And as you're thinking about your aspirations, remember those resources like RoleCatcher can help you map out that path.
Absolutely.
Give you the tools and the insights to make it happen.
Well said. Now go ace that interview.
Yes.
We're all rooting for you.